Hello guys, the editorial for December 29th. So here we'll see 2-3 important articles and many important prelims related fact you will study. So make sure that you are watching it fully and also watch every day, because every day I am teaching you many things which are not there in the Hindu also. Okay, there are bodies like European Economic Union, Eastern Partnership, Commonwealth of Independent States. This is not the other Commonwealth where India is there, or that all the countries which were once upon a time part of British Empire. That is a different Commonwealth group. This is Commonwealth of Independent States. So you have to study these things also. Then about Indian shipping industry, one article is there. Then illegal Indian immigrants, which goes to USA, Canada and all. That we have already discussed one day, but again today an article has come. So we'll see all this, and it's going to be very interesting and very important for your exam. So why we are discussing is because in the paper, if you see, the illegal immigration, one article is there. India, Russia, one important article is there. The shipping of India, Chinese shipping comparison is there. Here it is this Jewish issues and all, the Zionism, Semitism. So it is more of philosophical than subjective, or which is important for exam. So that's why I'm not doing this. You can read for your interest, but you will not get points for exam. And here again, right-wing populism, you know, like India, right-wing is ruling now. USA, if Trump comes back, then it will be right-wing. Like that in Israel, it is right-wing. So many countries in Europe, the right-wing leaders are winning, because they are having the nationalistic viewpoint compared to any other party. They having more capitalism, development and all those progressive ideas compared to communism, or you can tell leftist ideologies and all, where they always go against capitalism. That is going down, okay, because everybody wants development at this age. Everybody wants progress. Everybody want to like idealize billionaires and millionaires and full kind of development, modernity they want. So that is why right-wing is winning in almost every country. So that trend they have discussed here, but for exam point of view, you will not get any information here. Okay, this again is all Friday. They give some random articles, which is of no use to any exam. So you can skip that also. So 3 articles we'll discuss. Before that, I hope you have started receiving your gifts. Okay, Pack 4 and Pack 5 students, I have already shipped many of the students in almost every state, including the Northeast or Jammu and Kashmir or South, West, East, everywhere. At least one of the bag or hoodie, at least one item would have been shipped. It will be in transit now in most places. So by end of this month, I hope to receive unboxing video from all of you, and even feedback videos and all, because these are all free of cost for those students who believed in Vaishya IAS and studying both prelims and mains from Vaishya IAS. Okay, so that is why others also will get the prelims. Only students also will get in a different phase. We will inform you. Okay, just keep watching our videos and supporting us. So we will inform you. Okay. And you can still be part of the 2024 batch. 132 days timetable is starting on January 15th. Only 3 days left. So WhatsApp this number and get the launch video, understand the course, and if it's benefiting you, only then buy it. Okay, only if you feel it is good for you, only then buy it. Same like that, 2025 also there is a batch. So everything, okay, anything you want to ask me, it is the same WhatsApp number. Okay, directly I will be replying. So you can message me anything, if it's studies related doubt or test series or current affair packs or anything. Okay, age eligibility, there are many things people ask, and all these are there in my foundation, free of cost. We will tell you. So just come and contact me, and I hope to see you all pass this exam very soon and become IAS or IPS or IFS, whichever you want in the coming years. Very fast, I want you to clear it. Okay. So S. Jaishankar meeting Putin, and is a very big news. Okay, so you'll be thinking like, what is it so big, and why is being told as a very big thing? Okay, the reason is Putin. Okay, the Putin's style of meeting is not to like lower level ministers or cabinet ministers. He only directly meets with the main prime minister or the president of countries. Okay, he has met people. He has met people of like maybe China and other countries and all, but usually back to back, or maybe very long, like 5-day visit of a like Jaishankar to Russia. That and all is like a kind of a weird thing or strange thing when it comes to Russian diplomacy or Putin's diplomacy. Okay, that is why it's a win-win thing for India and India-Russia relationship. So we'll look into article, which is a small article only. But before that, many bodies are mentioned, like European Economic Union. This is mentioned in today's article. So Hindu will not teach you what it is. So I will give you the information. Okay. So it's an economic union of the 5 post-Soviet state. Okay, you know, once upon a time, Russia was what? Russia was USSR. Okay, So that Soviet Republic, okay, Soviet Socialist Republic, which existed in 1991, it, you can tell, collapsed, and then it became 15 different countries. This is all in world history we are teaching. In our mains also, many students have written the answers, and I have corrected the papers and all. So this is a world history event. So there, the 5 post-Soviet countries, okay, they decided to form an economic union. Okay, economic union, you know, like we have a free trade agreement and all, a bigger version of that. Like we have European Union, where all the countries are together. They are like free movement of people, trade, everything is there. Similar way, economic union of 5 post-Soviet states. Okay, so it's like an integrated single market, and if you take their GDP together, it's more than 2.4 trillion, and it's like kind of India's GDP, you can tell. And then 183 million people are there in that, and it is, if you see the countries, Russia, Kazakhstan, Belarus is the main 3 countries who actually founded it, and then Armenia and I think Kazakhstan will join it. Okay, and it happened in 2015. Okay, 2014, you see, they signed a treaty for this union at Belarus. And if you see here, Kazakhstan and Belarus leaders, Armenia and Kyrgyzstan. Okay, Armenia and Kyrgyzstan, these are the 4th and 5th thing. Okay, Kazakhstan is already here. Russia, Kazakhstan, Belarus is the first 3. Then Armenia and Kyrgyzstan is the 4th and 5th one. They both signed again in 2014, October and December. And by 2015, if you see, Armenia's accession got over, meaning they were fully inducted into it, and Kyrgyzstan also in August 2015 inducted. So 5 countries are part of European Economic Union. So more details, EAEU encourages the free movement of goods and services, provides for common policies in the macroeconomic sphere of like transport, industry, agriculture, energy, foreign trade, customs, every kind of trade you can take. Okay, then a provision of a single currency also they are thinking. In the future, maybe they will start trading in maybe a ruble, which is Russia's currency, or something. They'll make a union, like European Union made euro as the currency. Russian people and these 5 countries may come up with a common currency. Okay, then their meetings and all, it's like in the national level, or you can tell intergovernmental meetings happen. They have this supreme body which is called Supreme European Economic Council, in which the presidents and prime ministers, or the top level heads of the 5 members states, will come and meet. That is the topmost body. Then for this intergovernmental thing and all, they all also have a Eurasian Intergovernmental Council. Okay, where again the heads of the governments will be there. And then day-to-day thing, or the executive body, you can tell, that is this again done by an executive body of the Eurasian Economic Commission. Okay, so then we have a judicial body also. So you can see, same like what United Nations will have. They have this United Nations Security Council, United Nations General Assembly, then they have a judicial body, they have executive body. Same kind of, they have copied and made their own version. Okay, the court is also there for this one. So this is the overall understanding you need for European Economic Union, which may be asked in prelims in the coming years. Okay, so you have done that learning in one slide. Now, little bit history in that, again, just to move to 2 different other bodies also, which I want to explain. So I will tell the history. 1990s, Russia and Central Asian republics were weakened economically. So obviously what they will do, they will move from the communism and they will go to capitalization and privatization, and a lot of economic reforms happened. And then this Eurasian integration began, okay, immediately after the breakup of Soviet Union in 1991. So when USSR fall in 1991 happened, these presidents, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Russia, they together, as I told, they did multiple things. One is forming the Eurasian Economic Union. Then they signed the Belarus Accords. Okay, Belarus Accords, declaring that this USSR does not exist anymore, and then we will make something called Commonwealth of Independent States. So these are those post-Soviet Union countries which comes together in this particular body. I will show you a separate slide of this also. And then in 1994, during a speech at this Moscow University, the Kazakhstan president, he suggested that we should make something called Eurasian Union, and that's how this was formed. Okay, so they made the Commonwealth of Independent State and the Eurasian Union. Okay, so this one will allow we saw already free flow of goods and everything and all, and they wanted it so that it is like kind of a complementary to something called Eastern Partnership. So you should know what is Eastern Partnership. This is already there. So to complement that, they needed a Eurasian Economic Union also. So here if you see, the Eastern Partnership is something like the European countries, this blue one, the European countries did a group with this East Asian countries, or you can tell East European countries itself. Okay, the European East countries will be there. So those countries together with this, you can see here, blue color is European Union, green color is non-European. So these two together made something called the Eastern Partnership. Okay, it was formalized in 2009 only, and founded at Prague, and headquarters is in Brussels, Belgium. This is the basics for prelims. So if you see here, European Union is there, plus these countries, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Belarus is suspended now, then Georgia, Moldova and Ukraine. So these are all in usual textbooks and coaching class you won't see, but because Hindu newspaper mentions these Eastern Partnership and all, it is always good that you at least have an idea of what is this. Okay, because Eastern Partnership can mean anything. You should, if you did not see this article in the exam, you will get confused like which Eastern Partnership or which Eastern countries they are talking about. So it's a joint initiative between European Union and the 6 countries, and they wanted to have a relation with this post-Soviet states, which is mentioned here, here in this list. And then they will again forum of discussion, trade, economic strategy, all these things, democracy, prosperity, anything you can think of, they are discussing. It was initiated by Poland, then prepared in cooperation with Sweden, and then it was presented by the foreign ministers in one of this European Council in 2008. It was inaugurated by the EU in Prague in 2009. And then their first meeting happened in 2009 in Brussels. So this is the very general, very basic thing about Eastern Partnership. Okay. So same like that, Commonwealth of Independent State, it's a regional intergovernmental organizations in Eurasia. Obviously, after the Soviet Union, as I told, they made this. Again, cooperation in all the sectors. Okay, any cross-border crime, trade, finance, everything. Okay. So when Soviet Union disintegrated, I told you already, these 3 people signed this Belarus Accords, and then told that now Soviet Union does not exist. Instead, there will be a CIS. Okay. Then something called Alma-Ata Protocol they signed. Then the Baltic states, okay, which are Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania, they had been illegally occupied by Soviet Union. So they told we are not ready to participate in this CIS. Okay. So that you should know, these 3 are not participating in CIS. Okay. Even Georgia, it was there, but they withdrew the membership in 2008 because there was a Russia-Georgian war. Then Ukraine also, you know, because they have war with Russia, they also ended the participation. Okay, since 2014 or something, they are not even participating, but 2018 officially they told they are withdrawing, and now you know the war is like going for 1-2 years, and because of that even Moldova told we support Ukraine, and we also will be progressively withdrawing. So the countries which withdraw is also equally important. They have their, whoever is remaining, they have their own free trade agreement and area, and they even formed new bodies now, Collective Security Treaty Organization. Then this Eurasian European I already explained. Then there is something called Union State. Okay, so the CSTO already in my 2 editorials I have explained. If you have not seen it, watch all the editorials. It is in single playlist. You have to study this. This is going to come in the exam. Okay, so the first and second, that is this Eurasian Union and the Collective Security, they both are for military and economic reasons, and the other one, Union State, is for some major national level Russia, Belarus kind of common government, common currency, like that they have plans. That is why Union State was formed. Okay, so this is the overall idea of some terminologies or some groups which I found interesting, which you should have ideally studied, and it won't come in the Hindu. Okay, now coming to the article, External Affairs Minister S.J. Shankar visit to Russia. As I told, is very special because it's a 5-day visit, unusually long it is, and Kremlin is the, like you can tell, the Rashtrapati Bhavan of Russia. Okay, so there they usually don't see this foreign other ministers or who is like lower level ranking. Okay, Putin usually don't meet that. So that is why this is very significant. Also, there is something which used to happen, this annual leadership summit used to happen, where the leader of India and Russia meet, and that's an unbroken tradition from 2000 to 2021. But last 2 years, Modi has not been going for that, and that is not happening. So there is a chance that the relationship should go bad, but still Jaishankar went and met Putin. So that has now answered everybody's confusions that India-Russia relation is never going to decline. Okay, it will stay, because there are many places where you can criticize Russia or you can fight with Russia and all. Okay, whether it is like delay of the defense supplies which they promised and they did not give, or maybe importing of this oil and all, they are still not accepting Indian currency all the time. They want it either in Russian currency or they still want a third currency. And again, many engagements are not happening. So there are reasons for India-Russia relation to get spoiled, but still our meeting went so good, and the warmth in which they were welcoming him, and also they are signing future projects like this Kudankulam nuclear power project in South India, then connectivity, trade, again talking about this, as I told, European Economic Union, which already I explained to you, that with India is planning a free trade agreement. Okay, that's the reason I explained all of this to you. So they will then together take up joint military productions, maybe drone production, like that, many things they are doing. So this all shows that even though we have many reasons to fight or maybe strain our relationship, we are still not doing that. We are still taking it forward. Okay, so Russia now plans to host, the expanded BRICS, which is now having more bodies. Okay, we know like Argentina and many countries we added. Argentina is still doubtful whether they will be there in the expanded summit because they are thinking to exit that. But still, I told you another 4-5 countries have added, like Saudi, Iran, UAE, and also that big summit we will see Russia hosting it, and India and Russia will continue to coordinate in the meetings when they go together to UN or maybe SCO. So they will continue. And even Jaishankar announced that the petroleum import which we do from Russia, even though USA has put a lot of sanctions on Russia, we will not be feared of political things or any international pressure. We will continue to import more and more of Russian petroleum. Okay. And annual leadership summit will happen next year also. So we don't know whether Modi will go next year, but that also will happen. So any problem in the relationship, we will try to eliminate. And he told this line also, India-Russia relationship was the only constant in world politics over the last 6 decades. Okay, so this you can quote in your answer if a question comes on India-Russia, because the S. Jaishankar External Affairs Ministry has told it. And this statement obviously will hurt Washington, that is USA or China, okay, Beijing, because already India-USA there are some problems, there are some investigations going on in some cases and all. There are many other problems between India-USA. Same like India-China, last 2 years, 3 years, there is no talks happening. So when we tell something like India-Russia relation is like constant, that will obviously hurt USA and China. Okay, and then we have to expedite the delayed delivery, as I told, of S-400 air system unit which Russia has to give to India. That we have to increase. Then maybe this rupee-ruble payment method we have to stress more and try to make Russia accept rupees. Okay. So all these things are good for the rebalancing of the relationship, and everybody should watch closely of how this geopolitics goes. Okay. So now the second article, Indian shipping. This is not related to the modern shipping and all. It's about the history and the comparison with China. Okay, China, there is a river called Yangtze River. It's a very important river for trade, and they have something called Three Gorges project and all. So they are massive merchant ships. Okay, often 2 or 3 floating together. Meaning, if this Suez Canal is there, or Panama Canal is there, only one ship. Okay, one ship, if it is going through that, it will take it's that much narrow strip. Okay, one ship is going means other ship can come behind it only. Okay, it can come behind it only like this. That's a second ship. But here in this they are telling 3 parallelly it will go, meaning that canal is so wide that big ships can like this like 1, 2, 3 ships and all will be going in line, and on top of that small very like boats and this thing will be again going. So they are telling like a very funny statement, like auto rickshaws on Indian road, like that you can see very small barges crisscross the river, then these things going in parallel. So all these things shows the China's improvement in the shipping sector or the shipping lanes and all, and they are telling what goes from there, the raw materials from across the world. Okay, that is from Chinese owned mines are there in Peru, in South America or in Africa, and then they will come with that raw material and they will do finished products and send it back to the other parts of the world. Okay, so this all happens in like huge quantity, and so China is kind of ruling the shipping lanes now. That is what the starting of the thing is there. Okay, of the article. So we keep telling, look where China is now and where we are now. Okay, we keep telling this because both of them got independent almost the same time, 1947 and 1948 or 49, and then we were together, we were in the same boat until late 1980s. But in 1980s, when India was like with having very poor governance and poor government and scam after scam, or maybe the ruling parties could not manage or could not think of the manufacturing sector. I told you this multiple times. Okay, primary sector is there, agriculture, then there is this secondary sector where you do this manufacturing, and then there is tertiary sector where you do call center and IT and all. So what happened is we jumped directly from P to T. Okay, we did not do the secondary, we did not do the make in India kind of thing that time, but China did that time, made in China concept. That is why all the products in the world, if you see, is now made in China. So that is why now we have actually from here we have gone reverse, we have gone to the S. Okay, we have gone to secondary. So that is why we lost the boat, or we are a little backwards in the race. Okay, so China was barely a speck in global merchant shipping radar, and India was very expert in those days. Okay, we know earlier we had even the old kingdoms and dynasties, and every time we had lot of shipping things. Okay, but we boast only of the tradition of the old things of thing. We don't have anything now. Okay, once upon a time there was like we owned maybe oil tankers and these things and something you can tell about the history, but now we don't have. Okay, now the relation with International Maritime Organization also, what we had in the earlier times, now it is actually gone down. Okay, the government in China, if you see China, everything is like government controlled, state controlled oil shipyards, and everything will be state controlled. But here we tried to do private players, we did many things and all, but still we couldn't capture the global market like China has done. Okay, even in the past they are telling Indians knew better English compared to the Eastern European people and all, whose English was not very good. Okay, so in international trade you actually need people who knows shipping things also, engineering things also, and who can speak good English also. So India, because they could speak good English, because Britishers were here, we actually were doing better. So our people were getting more employment across the globe. Okay, because you know safety is one priority in shipping, and to have knowledge of English is also a bonus thing. So you can communicate, you can learn the protocols, you can teach others. So you can actually bring in lot of foreign exchange and revenue also by supplying labor. Indian labor was supplied in shipping industry to almost every parts. Okay, Mumbai and Kolkata were the major centers of this seafarer training. That is the labor seafarer training and employment. And during the UPA government time, what they did is they focused on this, and they opened up the private players and various grades and competitiveness kind of labors. Okay, meaning from the low level labor till to the ship management, Indian people grew so much that if you take anywhere in the ports in the world, 20, if there are seafarers, there is 20 laborers are there, in that 4 or 5 will be definitely Indian. Okay, so right from Sicilian ports, South American ports and all, that was the condition. Our labors were so available everywhere with so much expertise in these things, that we should have ideally taken advantage of that and grown the ship building and ship owning also. Okay, we should have owned the ship, and we should have had that what China has done now, that is full building of the ship is there in China now, but India don't have that. So we brought in more than like $6 billion in foreign exchange every year in those days. And ship owning, as I told, owning, chartering and financing remain largely out of the bound for Indians. Okay, we supplied labor, but we did not own the this thing, and we did not grow up in the shipping value chain. So this is the author's concern, and that is what is telling in this full article. Our state-owned Ship Corporation of India, Shipping Corporation of India is bleeding. That is, it is not doing good. It is in losses. Okay, most of the government things, you know, it was in losses. Even Air India was in losses, and now this government has given to Tata Group, and hopefully it will revive now. Okay, so like that, the new private ship owners tried in shipping also, but they could not grow. Okay, they were actually to save money and all, they were buying second-hand ships and doing cheap activities so that they could simply get the short-term goals only. They were not thinking of long-term like how China did. See, China stands as a stark contrast. Okay, they did fully opposite. They ramped up their shipbuilding, owning, and by 2020 they are making half of the ships in the world. Okay, and like Japan and Korea also, their leadership were fully supporting the state-owned shipbuilding companies, and that is why they are owning a lot of the shipyards and shipbuilding and all those things they are doing. Okay, so India should have learned from this, and at least now we should do it. The UPA government had this maritime agenda 2020, which they told that the India's share of global shipping or shipbuilding will be like from 2% will increase to 5%, but instead of increasing, it has practically become zero. Okay, it has practically become zero. So now we have this new government which is making Maritime India Vision 2030, and there are a lot of themes in that. Like port infrastructure, economy, environment, growth and training of this seafarer or laborers. This and all is there. But again, ship building and owning is not properly mentioned there. Okay, you are still not thinking of that thing which China thought in the 1980s. We are still not wanting to become a shipbuilding hub. Okay, we have the Sagarmala group also, but there also it's more for the like navy and that kind of things we are seeing, not for the commercial shipping of trade. We are not thinking of building ships. Okay, India with this much long coastline, including the islands, and having strategic location in the Indian Ocean, we should have ideally pivoted and went to global shipping, but author is still unhappy that in spite of having manufacturing capacity, we have not taken this industry seriously. We have not taken global maritime industry seriously. Okay, so overall industry might is integral to military might, shipbuilding is integral to strong naval base. So he's suggesting, okay, long back in the war, also World War II, it's not like simply they went and dropped a bomb in Nagasaki. Okay, Nagasaki had a very big naval shipyard, and there they could launch a lot of naval boats and all. That is why they targeted Nagasaki. But luckily, the bomb missed the shipyard, and Nagasaki is even now a very advanced merchant shipyard today. Okay, so 1940s Japan is doing, 1980 China is doing, still in 2024 India is still not doing it. This is the message from author to everyone. So hopefully India will consider the shipbuilding thing, and we will improve in shipping in the coming years. Okay, this is the second article. Now one last article which I already discussed one day, but today it's again come, that the illegal migrants from India who is going to USA, because most of them are misguided. Okay, in the movie you would have seen that most people go there thinking that you will get a very rich life and prosperous, because the fake things are spread by these middleman brokers, travel agents and all in states like Punjab, Haryana and all, Gujarat, that side, okay, western side and north side. And these people blindly believe them and then invest a lot of money and take this very risky route through the Mexico borders, where even people will, the army will shoot at you, and still you take all this risk over water, over land, over air. You take all this, and then most of them lose their life also. This is happening back to back, and that count is increasing year after year. That is being mentioned here. Okay, some statistics is mentioned here. In a French airport also recently, some 303 Indians were found illegally traveling, and they were sent back. Okay, so most of them took asylum in France, and many returned to Mumbai. So this is happening. You don't have to by heart these numbers, but the alarming number of Indians, that is nearly 1 lakh, that is 5 times the number in the previous year, attempted to enter USA, okay, between October and September. So this is like in 1 year, 1 lakh people are trying to illegally enter USA. This data is given by USA Customs only, and more than half of them are going through Mexican border. Okay, you know, in USA, the map, if you take North America's map, the top will be Canada, okay, and then we have this USA, okay, and then we have here the other Caribbean island and the Mexico and all is there. Okay, so through this Mexico border only, they are trying, half of them are trying to enter, and very few are trying to enter to Canada border from the north. Okay, so this thing before COVID also this was happening, after COVID also it's happening. But you should know, before COVID there was Trump there. Okay, Trump is actually very nationalistic, right-winger person. So he told he will close the border of Mexico, he will not allow anyone to enter, and he invoked something called the Title 42 of the US Code. It is the US law, you don't have to by heart it, but just remember that it is actually to stop these asylum seekers. Okay, meaning just turn them away, don't give them any hearing, don't give them like a chance to talk anything, just send them back from the border. Okay, that is their vision, and he told America first. That was his tagline, America first. But what happened is Trump lost the election and Biden came. After Biden came, what happened is he reversed it. Biden reversed all the policies of Trump, same like here Congress will do when BJP comes, or BJP does when Congress comes. They reversed all this thing without even thinking, and so this now steadily the migration is again increasing. Okay, so Indians, even after many difficulties, are going there, either desperation, meaning they hope that you will get some good job there, or you're misled, meaning you are given a fake picture of it's like full, once you enter there you will get good money, you will get good job, good life. So these things has to stop. Government has to take it seriously. And the most people, as I told, are from Punjab, Haryana and Gujarat, and many minors are also there. Okay, most of them are adult, and remaining are minors, men, mostly male it is. Okay, mostly it is male, not female. And then from the Sikh population, if you see, either they are facing religious persecution or they have distress in farming. So economic reasons are there, and they are trying to escape from the Indian land and then try to go there and settle, and hoping that they will get a good life. And most people are from these rural areas also. That is why I told they are misled. Okay, in the movie it's clearly shown. You can see the donkey movie. They're clearly showing how they are misled, and they go there and then later they regret or suffer for their entire life. Okay, so this is, as I told, because of fragmented land, everything exploited, they are going. And the labor market is what you have to correct it. First thing is you have to crack down the exploitative middlemen, and hopefully government will take this seriously, and this issue will come down. At least after the movie, awareness would have come, and this will come down. Okay, so this is the 3 articles which we discussed in detail today. I want you to be on my WhatsApp. No matter you are buying our test series or not, you have to be on my WhatsApp, because my statuses which I put or the video links I share, everything is going to help you clear the exam. So serious aspirants only, others don't even save my number. I don't want any time passer kind of students with YCIS. Only those who study, who want to learn, and hope that at least this year or next year I will study the right way and clear the exam. Such people only contact me, and try to get at least the current affair pack, because with that, one thing is it's like the smallest pack we have, and we will understand like how much detailed questions and answers and notes we are giving, and why we keep telling 100 plus questions keeps coming from our paper. Okay, because many students, without even watching our vice versus UPSC video, will come and tell like you are bluffing, nothing comes from your paper, your test series is good for nothing. These are people who don't even care to watch our free foundation. Okay, without even watching a free video, then I don't even want their comments on a paid test series. Okay, you can't watch something which is free and understand what is YCIS or why YCIS was started in the first place. Okay, because there was many problems in this coaching industry, and how they fooled students. Only then we started this genuine method of teaching people. Okay, with lectures being free and then test series being paid. So this one, if you still can't understand and follow, you better stay away from YCIS. Okay, because we don't invite or force anybody here. Only the serious aspirants need to come here, even in Instagram or WhatsApp, and you will be getting my support and guidance. Okay, others please study from whichever source you like. Maybe that's the one designed for you. Okay, maybe we are not able to suit your demands, so better stay away. Okay, don't come here and then start bluffing whatever you like. Okay, so I'll wind up this and come up with the next video soon. Thank you and have a nice day.